Looking at your income statement on operating expenses, your staff costs is projected to increase by about $1.8 billion. And then looking at the company's projected staff complement of an additional 60 persons, what would increase your staff costs by that large sum?
You're an active trader. You move fast.
I'm just hearing from the management that the staff increase is 242 staff, and the increments will start in April.
No, go again. You're increasing your staff by 242.
What is that? That's staff or money? Okay, thank you. So the staff complement for 2024 as of September was 1,270, and the 25-26 is, sorry, 24-25 was 1,373, and the budget 25-26 is 1,431. And that's across all the depots.
Well,
so 17. Oh, sorry, my fault. That was the depot totals. So the total, including the depots and also the other areas of JUTC, as of 2024, September would be 1,626, and 25-26 would be 1,866. So it will be an increase of 240 overall.
That would cost an additional 1.8 billion?
Yes. Based on the positions, yes, across the entire.
What are these positions?
Structure. So I'm understanding that mostly with our driver positions based on the increase in the buses. So as it relates to the breakdown of that, I could get that.
No, the reason why I asked the question, Minister, is that you're basically rolling out. I don't think there was any mass redundancy at the JUTC, especially to do with drivers. You have been having less and less bus rollout. So to be employing an additional 200 plus, is it that you have, redundancies? Why we're taking on more drivers when you're still having a low rollout of buses? To be increasing the payroll by an additional $1.8 billion.
So member, it's a very valid question, and it is something that I will have to review, not only with the JUTC, but with the Ministry of Finance, to get the justifications for these additional new positions. I mean, attrition will always be a part of it, but I can't say. No, I can't say that 240.
Because I mean, your revenue is $1.6 billion, and you have a staff cost of nearly $6.2 billion. You know, so quite a bit of explanation.
So my PS has just indicated to me that she has already requested a meeting with the Ministry of Finance to go through this in detail. But yes, I totally agree that the number of 240, based on the fact that even with the new buses, there were already drivers.
My
There.
point.
So I will
Yes.
undertake to get into this.
A similar with your toll charges, Minister. Unless you're multiplying your buses tenfolds, you're looking at an increase of $400 million in your toll charges from 194 to 608 million. Also, reason.
Remember, I'm just being told that it's contractual requirements, but again, I think that based on
But
these
that's a
figures, based on these
increase.
figures, a
Yes.
deep dive has to be done to see where we can get the efficiency without the.
Is it possible for you, Minister, because looking at your income statement on page 243, where before the GOJ subsidy, the JUTC is looking at a loss of $13.8 billion for this financial year. As you have repeated many a times about the inclusion of some new buses, but yet still your fare box is not moving by much. Right? Can the minister give us an indication of what your daily rollout, not availability, even after the inclusion of these new buses?
What is it, 250? So currently we're at 250, remember? Constant. 250 buses.
And I'm asking the question again, Minister, not your availability. Your daily rollout is different from your availability. And your acting GM and I know that those two figures are totally different.
250. And how much you have in backup? I'm being told 250 is the magic number with a 10% reserve for.
Minister, I would urge you to double check those numbers.
Why would I question the former commissioner?
I will urge you to check those numbers.
And I'm saying to you, why would I question the
Because
former
I believe
commissioner?
those numbers are not correct in your rollout.
All
in
right, so I
buses.
asked the question. You asked the question twice. I asked the question twice, and I got the same answer. So I have no reason not to believe the acting managing director. And as I said, with the new buses
The
that are
JUTC has a tendency, Minister, to give the availability of buses. The actual rollout is generally a
you
different
seem to have some
number.
inside information, so I'll check it again.
Yes, please. That's all I ask.
Let's leave
That's
it
all
at
I
that.
ask.
And you can share your information with me, not the informant, but the information.
Minister, out of what percentage of your current fleet now operates with the CNG buses?
170 out of 250.
And
let me just say that the intention with the new buses that are to come and the 46 buses that are to be refurbished, that we will get up to just under 400 rollout within the next 12 months.
And in the additional 100 buses that you have announced that you are purchasing now, how many of those will be CNG also?
70 CNG and 30 coach diesel for the charter service, which is a huge revenue earner for the JUTC.
And why I'm emphasizing on the CNG, because as it is now, only one depot is able to handle the CNG buses, which is a Portmore depot. And that facility, from my knowledge, was not built for no more than about 120 buses. You are over the 120 buses, and you're operating the CNG buses from your other depots also. So that means if they're leaving Rockfort, they have to go to Portmore to fuel to head back to Rockfort. Am I right or wrong?
That's correct.
So I'm asking now, with the limited infrastructure that you have, and seeing that you're ordering more CNG buses, what is the ministry's intention or the JUTC intention in building out the infrastructure to facilitate more CNG buses?
So Spanish Town has been decided as the next CNG depot. We are far advanced with negotiations in relation to the establishment of a plant. They are similar to what the New Fortress Energy did. And in the issue of the CNG supply is already tied up with New Fortress Energy. But we are looking to diversify and expand to be able to have options in relation to the plants and the supply. But for right now, based on the fact that the 70 CNG buses and the 30 diesel buses are due to arrive in Jamaica in June 2025, we are again running against the clock. So
because you need at least 7 or 8 months to get the new plant up.
6 minimum.
Six minimum.
Yeah. So you know that the procurement guidelines and all of that takes time. But we are through that. I should be going to cabinet within the next week. Once that happens, and everything starts moving. But yes, you are correct. Your information is very accurate. And Spanish Town will be the new CNG depot. As it stands now, we try and utilize as many buses for the CNG out of Portmore because of the, as you said a while ago, the logistics in terms of traveling all distances to go and refuel. But thankfully, the service delivery has improved significantly in the last 18 months since the infusion of the new buses. Reliability and comfort and all that goes with it. So we're working on it, but you are correct, sir.
Minister, you have ventured into a rural bus system.